There's a lot of talk about leadership qualities. Are you compassionate and empathetic? Are you a servant leader? Do you inspire and motivate with ease? I have over 20 years of experience in human resources and coaching. And in my experience, the number one leadership trait is self-awareness. And I want you to think about that. Let's just use the example of inspiration and motivation. If you were self-aware enough to realize that as you're trying to inspire and motivate, it wasn't working. If you were self-aware, you would notice that. You would take the onus and say, maybe it's something I'm doing, and you would try to improve. If you lack self-awareness, you would immediately point at everybody else and say that they are uninspiring, they are unmotivating. And they would never look at themselves and say, it's them. Also about self-awareness, we all have triggers. So many leaders that I work with have the imposter syndrome or the imposter phenomenon. In my world of positive intelligence, we call it the judge. Those who are self-aware recognize their triggers. They know how they typically respond to those triggers and they work on not. I know for myself, I lived with great insecurity for a lot of my years. And any time that my worthiness was on the line, and it wasn't because you put it on the line, it's because I did. I felt like I had to be right in order to be worthy. And if I was not right, I fought. Without self-awareness, during those times of my life, I had to apologize. I made myself expendable at work. I was an ineffective leader and I was not a good teammate. Point being is that self-awareness starts with looking at ourselves. Are we aware of what we're doing, of who we are, of how we feel? And if so, we can take great action to move forward. So my opinion, from my experience, is that self-awareness is the number one leadership trait. If you've got it, great. And if you don't, what are you doing to try to improve upon it? Thanks for listening.